and you caught me, you'd say, look at that fish, shimmering in the sun. Such a rare one, can't believe that you caught one. If I were a fish and you caught me, you'd say, look at that fish, heaviest in the sea. You'd win first prize if you caught me. Why is everybody on the internet so mean? Why is everybody so afraid of what they've never seen? If I was scrolling through and I saw me flopping around and singing my song, I'd say, damn, they're cute and sing along. If I were a rock, you would pick me up and say, that's a nice rock, skippiest on the lake. Plop, 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 I'm the perfect shape. And if I were a sock, you would put me on and say, that's a nice sock, happiest as a pair. I found you, now I'm not scared. Why is everybody on the internet so mean? Why is everybody so afraid of what they've never seen? If I was scrolling through and I saw me flopping around and singing my song, I'd say, damn, they're cute and sing along. How lucky are we? Of all the fish in the sea, you get to be you, and I get to be me. Just let 'em be me. We're as free as can be, to be the youest of you, and the meest of me. If I were a fish, 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 This is the funnest thing I've ever done in my life. Yeah!
Hello, everybody. Welcome on back. Where we have game design stuff, and immediately I realized we can actually delete this texture rect. Isn't that just fun? We're cleaning up code already. So I actually spent the starting soon stuffs, writing out all of the the rest of the comments on all the code, just to kind of solidify in my brain what we have here. And so here's the plan, right? Here's the plan. Right now, what we have, of course, it populates this with all X's, so we see all of them. But right now, this can spawn creatures, and it can't spawn anymore once we get to max. See, you have no space, so it's down here. And of course, each one generates 1 per second. So we're getting 25 every second, which, yeah, roughly checks out as far as I'm concerned. What we have to do today is, well, the first thing I want to do is I actually want to see if when we spawn in those nodes, if they don't have a texture, if that still works. So we're going to test this real quick, since now we know what the rest of the stuff works. So we comment that out. So there's no texture applied, so it won't show the X. Now, because it won't show the X, does it still populate them correctly? Nope. So it needs the texture in order to be the right size. So saying the node size kind of doesn't do too much. However, I vaguely recall there being a way to make the texture recs do that. However, I don't think we need to. I think we're going to keep this. And I think we can actually utilize the fact that this is a texture in that size to actually give us a bit of feedback for the players. Howdy, bun. It's like, I think that we can use a transparent texture that's just 48 by 48, and whenever a character's hovering over it, it will change to a red bordered texture, you know, just to let players know, hey, you're currently selecting this spot. And I think that could actually be kind of useful. Nerds! Well, it says the one who's currently in a stream about coding a video game. Just throwing that one out there. All right. So today we need to do the movement manager. So what we need to do is we need to be able to pick up any creature, hover it over a spot, and let go, and it will move to this spot, as well as update the array. Because, and I made this function, hey, we have a debugger, so I can see the entire array. So there's 25 different cells here, and it just says, hey, yo, in the first 4, we have a creature level 1 in them. And in the rest, we have nothing. Which, so far, works out. The nerd was for Lily book. I was calling Lily a nerd. I was agreeing with you before you said anything. So yeah, if I add a few more and I hit the debug button again, you notice we now have a few more ones. I wonder if I can make that go in 4 rows. And I'm not going to bother with that right now. I think that this is plenty just for me to understand what we're doing. Why is it like a minute behind? That's odd. Doesn't say I've dropped any frames. Oh boy. Hello, Digit. Video games. Yay, it's video games. Learn how to do video games. Fine for now. Okay, sweet. So, what we can do... So, previously, with the other game, what we had done was every single area, all 25 areas, detected when the mouse cursor was over it. And whenever the mouse cursor was over it and it clicked, then it said, hey, yo, start dragging the creature that's on me around. I don't think we need to do that anymore. Now that we have it, like, now that we can just reference what area we're over. What I think we need to do, oh gosh. It's like, there's a few ways we can do this, right? I can have it set so that whenever we click, it checks to see if we're over an area. And you know what? I realized I got rid of that texture rect, and now I need to add that texture rect back in. Can I just undo? Does that work? Yes, it does. Sweet. Because this texture rect is exactly like the size and shape. Oh, no, it's not the exact size and shape we need. Huh. Curious. Anyways, so we need to see, how do we tell when we're clicking on this? If we can tell that we're clicking on this, then we're good. Glitch it. I'm gonna refund that. Even though I know I shouldn't. You've been refunded, you jerk. Yeah, glitch it. Oh, he's gonna break it. Ooh, live with the consequences. It's a joke. I know, I get it. Fine then, trigger it again. I won't refund it this time, you jerk. Visualization, focus, tooltip, mouse. Input, theme. Oh gosh, I need... Because like, oh wow, there's the nodes for like, yo, is there something hovering over me? So wait half an hour. Wow, woo. Live with the consequences of your actions. I refunded it and it's a punishment. That's so stupid sounding. How to detect when mouse is over a texture rect in Godot 4. Howdy, howdy. Wait, it's Bun's fault. He's being rude. Yeah, generally, sure. Second. It's like right now, I'm trying to look up where the, because like there should be a way for the mouse to just be able to tell when it's over a thing. Texture I can set a mouse to detect mouse click. GUI input, is that bad? Okay, this is from 22. So it's not the best. They made an art piece of Val looking sunburned and caption image is just lol. Aww. Oh, imagine she got sunburned. She looked like a shiny Arbok. Kind of a cute idea. Name the mouse input Lily. Oh, that'd be kind of funny. God, I was so confused watching a Hollow Knight vid and the guy's in green path, but you're fucking seeing Crystal Peaks playing. Yep. That's why you don't watch other things while watching me. Jeez. Turn off everything else and focus entirely on the super interesting me trying to learn how to code stuff by looking at other monitors for like half hour. Come on. Whose fault is that, really? Okay, input map. Add new action. Click. And we set this to mouse left button. Okay, so now our mouse left button is clicked. It triggers that click thing. Just don't watch that. Dusk, shut up. Don't give people ideas. Don't give people ideas, okay? Okay, fair. I am going to be losing my freaking mind. Okay, so like this person is in the GitHub. This is in 2022, so this is a previous version of Godot. So it's very likely that this could have even been updated or added in. Mouse control, mouse station, the control mode moves doesn't send the mouse enter and exit signals. Okay, so this is a signal that I'm not using. Okay, so that's not using a system that we really are making use of. Oh my gosh. Do I even need to have this be like this? Because theoretically, if I put a, well, I have to put a like control node here, or area 2D node, and this has to be in there. This has to be inside of something. Hold on, what's that to be with? Collision shape 2D. Okay. So we have a collision shape 2D. We pair it with the area 2D. Why does that give me an error? Oh, it has to have a shape, duh. Congrats on your new Pokemon, Vespa Queen. Yas Queen. That's right. This worked better as a square. So now we have a shape and it's inside of an area. Congrats me. Or woke up today and chose to be zoomy. Merv was like super playful this morning, but of course super playful this morning about 5 minutes before I went live. So like I played with her a little bit and I turned on the heated blanket and now she's just chilling on that. So I think she's forgiven me. Okay, so input pickable on. So what we could have this be such that it's like I'm trying to do this without this thing having to emit a signal we have to read. I want this thing to pretty much just work off of the grid that we've already established. So now this thing can at least detect when we're clicking on it, but we still don't have a way to tell which one of these things we're hovered over. I guess we could get our mouse cursor positions at all times and use that to tell. It's like mouse input, logo sprite, collision shape 2. It's like literally I'm just like reading through some basic stuffs here. Again, this is over a year ago. Asked 2 years ago, so there's a chance that this, not a chance, this is definitely an older version of Godot. Godot updated like about a year ago. About a year ago or a little less than a year ago? Anyways, go play with Grover. Grover's gonna be zoomy. If the collision layer area 2D is not empty and input applicable is on, then it's capable of get input either by connecting the input signal or overriding input event. Like has some control UI element that's stopping your mouse inputs. They have a property called mouse filter, which is set to stop by default. Okay, well, I don't know if that's applicable to us, but let's take a quick look in here and see if there's a in the mouse filter pass input shortcuts context. Know which must be a parent of the focus control for the shortcut to be activated. Null the shortcut can be activated when any control is focused, a global shortcut. Shortcuts to be accepted only when these are certain areas UI focus. Okay, that's whatever. What is this? Mouse filter? Just whether the mouse will be able to receive mouse button input events through GUI input and how these events should be handled. Also controls whether the control can receive the mouse entry and mouse exit signals. If this does... Okay, what's past? The control will receive mouse input and mouse input events if clicked on through GUI input, and its control will receive mouse entry, mouse exit signals. Signals not handled to event the parent control, if any, will be considered, so on until there's no parent control. Okay, so that just means that whenever we hover over a thing, it says, hey, yo, a bitch hovered over me. What this is saying is that if we have this to pass, so if something below it is able or has that same setting, it'll just say, no, that bitch has it. I'm not dealing with that. I'm passing on the responsibility to the guy below me. You're a snack. What you got? Why did you accidentally punch, almost accidentally? Why didn't you go full ham and just actually punch yourself in the mouth? Got the zoomies out, so I'm gonna head for your workout. All right, go work out. All right, so that's not quite what we're looking for. Bring Grover to the workout. Oh my gosh. Can I click my mouse and have it know which area of a grid I'm in Godot for? Okay, I was one create interaction between the mouse and a grid map cell. This is 5 years ago. Or crackling and mini stroop waffles. Ooh, you can work on them. Aw, dang it. Yeah, Grover is a mass cat. Good cat too. Okay, so this is not helpful at all. I like how you just have this on the other screen just out of fear that's like, wow, someone did something really lewd and awful with the Godot mascot character. It's like, my just assumption is always the worst. How to detect grid cell based on mouse position? This is almost exactly what I'm looking for. Simple 3D node scene. Okay, so this is 3D, but still, we might be able to make this work. Has a grid map node with a camera at 45-degree rotation. Looking at the grid, now running the scene, I want to detect the cells according to the mouse cursor position. Here's what I have tried and always returns blank. Please note, currently there are no meshes in the grid, but understand that the grid map has its own collision layer, irrespective of the fact whether the cells are painted or not. So physics, process, delta, yada, yada, yada. So this like gets the mouse position and the camera position. We could just do it with just mouse position. And this uses ray casting systems. So it's casting a ray from the mouse to where it's seeing. Result is always empty dictionary. Trying to go to Godot. No one has answered. God damn it. This is very close to what I'm trying to solve. From the site Kids Can Code, capturing the mouse. Mouse mode, the 4 possible mouse modes. Mouse mode visible, hidden, captured, and confined. Cursor is hidden, the mouse is able to leave the game window. Wow, we can capture a mouse. We don't care about that. We're not trying to keep the mouse within the game window. Not yet, anyways. capture it. You get a little lasso. Snag the mouse. Throw a Pokeball at Lily. Yeah, capture the mouse! Throw a Pokeball at Lily! Calls and caps and Neos and lowercase. Like, you yell first part, then robotically. Quite see Neo. Purge Neo. Okay. This person's trying to make a grid-based strategy game. A grid by code. Okay, so they have a grid. Does this use label new? Is this putting this into a grid? So what they're doing is they're manually making a grid. Oh, that's interesting. Debugging. Ganar. Your nature is back off. Your nature is knife. Okay, so they're making like colors, setting it to white. They're making a new area. Print cell clicked. Okay, so they're just trying to detect if you've clicked on a cell, which is very close to what we're trying to do here. We calculate I and J for mouse position the same we calculate cell positions when I and J are creating cells just in reverse. Function on cell clicked event. If event is input mouse button, event pressed, variable cell index equals event position divided by cell size. Yep, definitely sassy. Yeah, no, sassy's definitely correct. Good, not printing anything at the moment, not activating on cell clicked function yet. See, this is on cell clicked. So it's like making, 1 second. Cell size. It's like where's the on cell clicked? Function on cell clicked event. Like on cell clicked, I don't see this as a thing that they've made. You gonna be impish? Social defense down speed. I don't know what my nature is. Is there one for I don't really care much or something? I don't know. I'd have to look through all the natures. I kind of stopped paying attention to the actual name of the natures. The only ones I know are like adamant and modest. Those are the ones I remember. Because those are fairly important. I think serious is totally neutral. Lax, docile. See, docile implies cannot harm. Lax implies I could, I just don't want to yet. It's like the difference between someone is harmless and someone is kind. All right. But this is really interesting that they are making their own grid. Like, I don't really want to do that because with my current system where I populate the grid, I could potentially add more to it. Mentioned the axe before? Yeah, I like the axe. All right, I'm gonna take a wild guess. Minus speed up defense then on Lax, or is it not related to the names at all? Yeah, what's interesting about this is it's like border points. So they're like defining like everything about this grid. And that's not quite what I'm doing. I have a grid thing that's just getting populated. Up defense, lower special defense. Oh. Alright. Looks like this new working out. His voice clip literally sounds like Hentable going, eh! Yeah, Hentable used to make music, don't you know? Okay, so not in here. Point and click 2D movement in Godot 4 using a star grid 2D. Wow. Godot grid map tutorial, that's in 3D. Editor setting pathfinding on 2D grid, maybe in the future. Next game, I kind of want to have an AI in it, but let's not shoot for the moon too much. We should record lyrics for workout songs. Fucking get running already! Why'd you stop? Coward! Yep, and immediately as I say it, work it, bitch! Break those bones! Mask, go take care. Work out. Make sure you shower. Oh, pan sage. And instant catch. GG. You got monkey. Yeah, it's like the only thing I can really find here is like the node can tell when there's something in it, which doesn't quite help me too much. Could I, because we have the script for area manager, and then movement manager. I wonder, can the creature have a function for movement manager so that whenever it's clicked on, a second, node, area entered, body shaped entered, input event. Yeah, connect it to the creature, Katera. So whenever the 2D input event is hit, report event shape IDX, then this triggers something in the area manager, or sorry, movement manager. We don't need all of this for movement manager. Someone's kind of rude about your comms yesterday. Oh, that's fucking. Who are they? Let me beat them up. I don't know. People are rude about the comms. It's like that's clearly someone who just does not care, you know? It's mean. Yep, we'll beat them up. Don't actually dox someone. If someone's being an asshole, the best option is always just to like ignore them and fucking. You get the idea. Okay, sorry, what was I doing? Function. Move creature. Currently, we just pass it. But what we can do in here is that whenever, if input event. Oh god, hold on, wait, no. If I had this for something else. Son of a bitch. Okay, I don't have it in here, I guess. Mildly annoying? Okay. Godot docs. How to... Actually, no, just Godot docs. Input event. Hey, sweet. Ask for comment info. Link them trail. I told you overcharge. It's all just for you. It's $50 more. Should have done that. Yeah, it's like if someone's like, "Wow, you overcharged," it's like that's basically a sign that that's someone that you just don't really look at them as a serious commissioner at all. Because yeah, you've set up your commissions in such a way that they are a livable price for you. Like I've helped you set up your stuff. So if someone says, you overcharged, that's them saying, yeah, you're not worth me paying you enough to live. It's like, if someone can say, I don't have enough for this right now, that's fine. But just saying like, you charge too much is, no, sorry. All right, so let's see how input event works. Like, we're gonna read a bit on input event. As input event key code get tree quit or is clear more flexible way of running input map feature. If input is action pressed, UI right. So we can do if input dot is action pressed click. So like if input is action pressed click. So now when we click the left mouse button, then oh, we have to do semicolon or colon at the end of that. Then print clicked. Let's see if this works. If, yep, we're doing some ifs. Clicked. Click. Okay, so we can click on them now. Hooray! But you know, I think that, gosh, I've had a couple of times where people tried to say that I charge too much. Thankfully, it's not happened very much, but I think that's because I'm partially very transparent about that my prices are such for like me living off them and everything. And the other part of me is I think that I have that reputation of, yo dog, I'm a fucking snark at you. I don't give a shit. It's like I've had genuine regular commissioners where I will just like snark at them. You know, it's like I don't think that anyone is safe from me. So I haven't had very many people who actually were like, yo, you overcharge or your prices aren't fair or whatever. But when I have in the past, I think I did the verbose answer, which is me saying, yo, I price my stuff out for me to live. If it's not cool for you, then you can kindly fuck off. But I think another part of me, I deep down in my gut, I think I may have told people that I'm gonna charge them more. Like deep down in my gut, I feel like that's what I had done. All right, so if we click on the thing, we click, yay. But what we can do is we can trigger we can trigger the movement manager move creature. People don't even know how to socialize sometimes. So a jam. Yeah, it's honestly that's something that that is very frustrating about, you know, working and living online, is people act in ways that they would never have acted in person. And thankfully, that goes both ways, bastards. That's why I just snark people. God, how long ago was it that we had somebody in a stream that was like, well, I can't believe furry art, and I basically snarked back, and it's like, yo, I can't believe this bastard is going through the fucking furry art feed. Who's the real loser? It's like, oh, I love this type of stuff. See, Nerd Cake was a different story. I meant on Twitch itself, but Nerd Cake was fucking legendary. Nerd Cake was so fucking good. The dude, like, back when I, you know, streamed on a furry-based streaming service, Tiger Dial, and a dude shows up and was basically being like, furries are awful, you know, you're all like, you know, you're all just these, like, you know, sex-crazed maniacs, something. By the way, I was a safe-for-work streamer. Like, what the fuck are you on about, dude? Like, you're in the wrong place. Like, at best I do is a pinup piece, maybe? It was like, the hell? And basically we all made fun of how bad his name was, Nerd Cake. It's like, I verbally was like, yo, I mean, that's cool and all, but like, you're on a furry-based streaming site complaining about furries. Also, what type of name is Nerd Cake? What the fuck is a Nerd Cake? And my entire chat just starts making fun of the dude's name. Just completely ignoring the fact that they're upset at furry stuff. It's like, we were all just upset at his name, and he was trying to pivot it back into being annoyed about, like, furry stuff. So it's like, no, sit your butt down, Nerd Cake. What is a Nerd Cake? Is that, like, Is that like a cake that's poorly made? Is it in the shape of like a geek thing? Oh, did you make a cake out of like, you know, Optimus Prime or something? You fucking nerd. What type of cake is a nerd cake? Like, objectively, nerd cake is not that bad of a name. But I mean, when someone's being an asshole, you have free reign there. You can pull out any stops. All right. So this gets spawned in here. Right now, what we need to do is we need to know which one that we are clicking on. So this would be like move creature, and then we could do like, you know, the name of the creature is in here, which would imply that we want to name the creatures. But then we'd have to keep track of where the creature names are in the array, which we shouldn't have to care. Because when I say that, like, we have to know about which one we're clicking on, it's like, if all of them have the code that says, hey, yo, if I'm clicked on move me, and I click on this one says, yo, I can move. Like, yeah, you clicked on me. But the game doesn't know which one I clicked on. This one just said, yo, you clicked on me. Am I going to move all of them when I move my mouse? So it's like, you know, I got to be careful about making sure this thing is able to say which creature it is. Yeah, I love the emotes. Also, pineapple on pizza is always acceptable. I usually don't do that. Play too much LOL, learn the game out of doesn't do it. Oh, yeah, no. Keep in mind, I have never been angry on my streams before. Like, very few people have ever seen me angry. Like, genuinely angry. I normally just snark at people, and I get, like, frustrated at people. That's about the worst. Yeah, no, there's no good with being angry at people. Bring water pistol to shotgun fight. And hello. All right. So, yeah, movement manager, move creature. So this thing could send over information of what the creature's name is. Oh, thank you so much for the follow as well. And the movement manager, move creature. What we can do is we can lock the creature to the thing. His frustration. Yeah. Being angry for me is like an active thing. I used to be a much more angry person. And I just realized I didn't have the energy for that. So I just kind of stopped. Like, it's such a reductionist way of saying it, but genuinely it was like, I just don't have the energy for being upset. Wow, life is a lot better when I'm not upset at shit. Alright. Oh, I have a receipt for a gluten-free bakery underneath my keyboard. Why is that? Hi, Bun. Okay, so we need to get our mouse cursor's location. Isn't that get global location? Oh, glitch it? I'm not refunding that one. All right. You lost your cuties. You know, it is far easier said than done. Like, I think I was just predisposed for being a chilled fucking person. And I don't know why I was just upset at stuff, but I just was upset about stuff. And then I just stopped. Like, it's not something, I'm not saying for people like, just don't, because that's not fucking advice. I was like, that was just my reality. Fuck up that code. There, you happy? Unidentified identifier in class body. What was the identifier? Wow. Alright, let's get global mouse location. How to get mouse location Godot for. I think it's just like global dot cursor. Port display coordinates. Use viewports to display content. Viewports can be scaled in several options. Use then functions codes and then is input event mouse button. I'll click at mouse if event is input mouse location. viewport resolution is blank. Aha. Get mouse position. So it'd be get viewport. Wait, what? I don't think that's that. Oh no, let's find out. Get underscore mouse position. So we get our mouse position. We are gonna need this to be in a delta. Huh. Or not delta, process. So we're constantly getting the viewport position. Because whenever we move the creature, we just need to get the like current mouse position, basically. So like, oh my gosh, 1 second. Let's just real quick print variable mouse position. Yep. Okay, so right now we can get the mouse position very easily. You say mouse position often sounds like you're trying to get a mouse to spout exposition. Come on, Lily, get to it. What's the exposition? We need a story for this game. I need a dramatic reading to put in the splash screen. I don't think any of these games I'm making seriously. The last one, the whole story prompt is so the kid has to water a plant so he can get a puppy. Also, can benefit more from being less angry about things and feel good, particularly about things that don't matter. Yep. Now, granted, a lot of the times that somebody gets really upset about things that don't matter, it's not because they are genuinely upset at those things. It's that they have a lot of stressors in their life and a lot of negative things happening in their life. And they don't have easy ways to manage it, deal with it, or cope with the things happening. And so they kind of lash out or react in these super negative ways. And that's why I'm never like too upset at somebody as well, is that I have that understanding. But it's like, again, that only goes so far, you know. Once you're downsizing your ranch. King Slime is killed by Needle Adventure, New Slime's Emerges Great, New Slime King. Lily is the one giving the exposition dust. You are not a mouse. You're downsizing your ranch. Okay, hold on. Putting this in main. There. We now have the story. They touch each other. Oh my gosh. But that way, beginning anger has definitely been more stressed recently. Yep. It was it the deep breathing exercise thing like does fucking wonders. It's like you can find any of those apps for just like how to do meditative breathing. I'm not saying, oh man, I'm upset, let me get out my fucking app for stuffs. But if you can put it in your head that, oh, if ever I'm upset, learn to breathe in through nose for 7 seconds straight, hold it for a few seconds, breathe out for 7 seconds straight. Do that like 3 times, and genuinely it's like, yeah, what the fuck was I upset about? Wow. That's like 90% of the time where I'm stressed. It's like, that type of stuff helps. Or if not that, then there's so many other ways to help alleviate a stress or to identify something that's a problem. And it's like, man, I'm really stressed about blank. And then I can go, well, can I fix blank? And then I can start to work on blank, if I even can. And if I can't, well, then it's not in my fucking hands to be upset. And there's no reason to be upset about it twice. But that's more of a logical answer rather than an emotional one. And we're dealing with an emotional situation of somebody being upset and stressed and so many things happening. Like, let's say if I was stressed about a family member being in the hospital, well, I mean, I can't just not be stressed about that because I can't do anything about it, you know? But it's like, okay, well, what can I do? Well, I can try and distract myself with some games or something while I wait for a doctor call. I can, like, try to get a care package for them. Or when I get a chance to, I can give them a call and let them know that they're thought about, and that will help me feel better about their situation too, right? It's like, there's a lot of things that that you can do to help alleviate a lot of different situations. And it's like, yeah, Twitter's a problem, but yeah, let's not talk about Twitter, huh? God, let's not talk about Twitter. As far as like setting your trainsness, I was angry all the fucking time, wishing my mom was up, that I was up angry all the time. Yeah. Times of envying your people getting mad at a tweet. Yep. Yeah. And now if I see a tweet that's like upsetting, I'll be like, they're on Twitter, and I just tune out. So how cool Zazar is. I actually have to have a heater in my office because I have dart frogs and they like it being warm, and I like it being warm too. But that's also why all the cats like to hang out in my office. So I have about 90% of the creatures in the house in my office. Wait, no, I have like 1 million shrimp now, so it's not 90% of creatures in my office. It's probably about 50% of creatures in my office. That's fair, but I mean, someone getting in your case just being they, them, to generally refer to someone else like I'm disrespecting their pronouns. But I mean, someone getting in your case for using they, them to generally refer to someone like I'm disrespecting their pronouns. It's like, fun fact, if I don't know what gender someone is, I just default to they, them. I actually will use they, them even after I know them because that's just my default. It's so ingrained, it's in my default. And when somebody corrects me, and if they've corrected me, 2 or 3 times on it, oftentimes I'll say very similar stuff. Like I absolutely will try to keep that in mind. It's my default. This is what I do just because I'm trying to respect everybody. I'll do my best to remember your pronouns, and I'll work with them, right? Because that's the natural, logical thing that you should say back to somebody whenever you disrespect their pronouns. But this goes both ways. If somebody is upset at me for using they, them, even if I use it 2 or 3 times, and it's like, yo, I'm trying, and they get like, no, you're an asshole or something, I'll be like, well, okay, far be it from me for making an attempt here, but I mean, that's kind of fucking rude. If you're saying this to somebody who did it for the first time, then they're never going to respect you again, It's like that's just that. I understand you're really upset that people have been referring to you with the wrong pronouns, but I mean, I feel as though it's better to have a they, them default than a he, him, which is most people's. So it's like, do you prefer I just use a neutral or a wrong one, I guess? It's like, it's like, if someone's going to be upset at me, then I can just hit them with a logic thing. And it's like, again, if they're upset and like, again, they just went to a big social event with family and everyone was referring to them by wrong pronouns, whether they've not come out yet or none of the family members respect them, or any number of reasons. Again, could just be people's defaults or their familiarity with the previous gender. Then it's like, all right, I can understand that you're upset right now. I'll give you a day to cool down. Like, I don't know. There's 1,500 different things to have to acknowledge these things. Social stuff's just fun, isn't it? Yeah. Just say the name directly. I mean, third person is always an option. Sorry, I stretched a bit, and I like stretched my neck, like strained my neck slightly. Yeah, I don't mind being referred to as they, them. I mean, hell, half the time my branding stuff doesn't even include they on it. I mostly draw like female characters. Almost all my characters are female, and I have long hair. I've been referred to as a ma'am in public before. It's like, I'm not offended. I don't care. I know how that stuff can be weird and complicated. It's like I constantly think that people think my Sona is Win, because my ending scene includes Win. I don't always have a PNG tuber up of Zay, and when I don't, it's just me. And then like I have, I think, 2 animations that are Win, and a handful of the alerts are Win. So it's like, it wouldn't surprise me if people thought that my Sona was Win, Spanish special pronoun that is usted, like a formal pronoun for anyone. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, gosh. That is getting into languages, and there's actually a really crazy thing with languages. Like, I fucking love just looking at different languages. I know I'm getting distracted from coding, but I actually do want to talk about this for a second, because this is actually kind of a wild thing to me. You miss nothing. But, you know, on topic of like, you know, languages and differences of them and such. There's some languages where the concept of left and right does not exist. They use cardinal directions. It's basically north, south, east, and west. So if they are standing facing the north, they don't have a left foot and a right foot. They have a west foot and an east foot. And if they turn 90 degrees, so now they're facing the east, they now have a north foot and a south foot. There is no left and rights. That is not a thing that exists in their language. That concept is completely foreign to them. It is in absolutes, not in relative terms. And you see things that really make you question how people like got to that point in so many different ways. Der die das. Oh yeah, neutral pronouns. I mean, in a way, you know, they, them. That's a neutral pronoun. Kind of. It's not really a pronoun, but I mean, English is such a hodgepodge of a language that everything could really be referred to in any different ways. I mean, look at how many times people have used a noun as a verb. Like, oh, I'll book you. It's like, the fuck does that even mean? Oh, actually, no, booking is actually a verb. Because that was done historically for so long that I got turned into an actual freaking verb. Japanese note word for brother. There's older brother, younger brother, and sibling. Same for sister. Hey! Oddly enough, been called ma'am before. Do a sort of softer voice, but I'm used to it. It's always been your mom and grandmother, mainly go to restaurants. So, hearing, what will you ladies be having? And people call you ma'am, I really don't care. For fun, whenever I got called ma'am in like a checkout line, I'll then go, yeah, so it's like, you know, oh, you know, did you find everything you're looking for, ma'am? Yeah, I actually found everything just fine. Thank you so much for asking. Like, I'll just do like the deepest I can. Yeah, actually, I couldn't find the sale on gluten-free bread that I saw advertised. Do you know what may be happening with that? Sorry, I have to screenshot this. German is insane. German is insane, man. I don't know if you're aware, but German, fucking wild. How did that get grabbed, Automod? That's kind of silly. Oh, God. Can't believe, Tio. But yeah, shoot. But I guess coming back around to the language stuffs. The flexibility and nuance to the English language is its best and worst fucking thing. There are no rules to the English language. So long as someone understands what you're saying, they understand what you're saying. That is an English discussion that you are now having. But because of this, there are a million different nuanced terms, and every single word in the English language is not a synonym for each other. No matter what the term synonym means, where it's like, oh wow, it means they're the same word, just like, you know, they said differently. No. They have a different fucking meaning. It's a different subcontext. A lot of languages don't have as many words to move to another location as the English language does. Like, a lot of languages have like a tiny fraction of the amount. Because every single way that you refer to somebody moving across the room, run, sprint, skip, walk, waltz, saunter, meander, fucking dash, like, you know, slither is one I've seen for going across a fucking room, you know, a really sneaky individual. All of them have a different subcontext and a different way that it's used. In a lot of other languages, they moved across the room blankly is the best way to transcribe that into English, where they have a suffix or a prefix or another word in the sentence that shows the severity of it or the speed of which they're doing something or how urgent something is. But in English, it's like, yo, do you have a thing for a saunter? It's like, okay, how do you describe a saunter? Well, it's when you walk to somewhere, but with a certain type of like swagger or a like, you know, mood to your movement that implies and it's like, okay, we need a sentence to describe a single word in this language. It's like, That's such a fascinating thing to me. And it's just, we have that because English didn't have those prefixes and suffixes. Ah, yep. Yep. Yeah. And that one, again, I'm going to allow it because it's obvious. Listen, automod, okay? Automod. This, I can respect automod for. That, in most every English stream, if someone says this word, that bitch is getting banned, right? I'm allowing this word because we have a lot of discussions, especially from people across the fucking world. I'm an artist. We discuss color theory. This is the word for the color black in so many languages. It is, or a variation of this. There's a reason it is turned into what it is in the English language, right? Right. But if somebody comes into my stream and says this in a clearly not intending color theory way, bitch is getting banned. You know? It's like, I have, like, all my mods would see that and go, nah, fuck that bitch, right? And, which is why I'm going to permit the word, because it will come up in a rational discussion here sometimes. And I'm also saying this because I record my VODs and put them on Twitch, or on YouTube. So if this shows up in a chat and I ban some immediately, it is because I permitted it in Automod. And this is why it's permitted in Automod, because this will probably come up in a normal discussion at some point. It says black in Spanish. Yep. El Colonero and flags it as very racist. Yep. So my pronouns was used. Gender fluid is the day feminine masculine. Yeah, but in Spanish, I'm allowed it every time and still. Yep. Yeah, I know. Twitch is a predominantly English-leaning platform. We'll see if it gets accepted or not, or if not accepted or not, if it stays allowed or not. It might even be a Twitch global thing where they just don't allow the word at all, even if you permit it. All right, so yeah, we have the mouse position. We've been on this topic for like 20 minutes, I think, just staring at empty code of people who are watching through the stream VOD, which I believe some people actually are, because they're following along my ability to learn this stuff, which is actually quite fun. But I feel like people are gonna look at this and go, yo, when is this gonna be a thing? Or you know, thingy. I'm keeping Automod because it does handle it handles a decent amount of spam bot stuffs whenever that happens. A decent amount, doesn't handle all of it. But yeah, the moment it becomes too much of a pain, I will be removing it. I can't figure out why I'm not Block's particular term used with furries and Therians for an older person. It's due to furries with first color someone's muzzle being gray muzzle? Oh gosh. I think it might is that also a gun term? A gray muzzle? Yeah, I mean, in the furry community, that just means that somebody is like been in the furry fandom for many, many, many years. Like, you know, like a wolf's muzzle goes gray when they're quite old. Yeah, that's the term for that. It's also one that I've been seeing less and less frequently used, but furries become a more accepted like community. Good nowadays. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. People thought it would be an easy jump off of Unity into Godot, but not really, to my understanding. But it's free, open source, easy to use, and quickly updating, so people are stupid to apply it to anyone over 20. Yeah, that is fucking stupid. It's like, I'm not a gray muzzle. Fucking what? It also feels like it's exclusionary. It's like, it's somebody who's very well versed in the furry fandom gets the term, you know? Mars weapons robot. Yeah, it's also a gun thing. Ah, it's a Mars weaponized robot. Okay. Alright, so, shit. What was I doing? Sorry, I really am interested in this discussion, too, which is like, god damn it. So, whenever this thing is clicked on, well, right now it says click. Or no, it doesn't say click. It triggers move creature, and the move creature prints our mouse position currently. It needs to lock the creature to our mouse position. Just Twitch account chatting on another channel. That's very fun. That's actually really fun. Hey, do you think they can show up in here and give me some tips? Yo, I'm an up-and-coming streamer. Can I get some tips from Godot? Sponsor me, please. Show me what I'm doing. I mean, honestly, it would be helpful because half the time I am not trying to ask how do I do a thing. I'm trying to say, hey, I know this is possible. What's the best way for me to do that? Right? And that I feel like is a much more valuable thing is like, yo, is there a way to do blank? And what is a decent way of doing it? Or am I doing this part correctly? And then they're like, yo, bitch, that's not gonna work like that. Just stop now. That doesn't work. You have to use these functions instead. Signals don't work like that. I'm like, okay, thanks for the heads up. Just making sure. Or it's like, yo, how do I make it print in different colors? I need my my debugger to be easier to read. And they go, okay, print rich. Here's documentation. I go, awesome, sweet. You know? And deving, usually lots of devs do that. Yeah, I figured that one. Looking to Godot at some point? You should, because then you can follow along my VODs and catch up entirely to where I am, and we can both learn together. Yay! Alright, shit. Function move creature, print mouse position. Yep, so our mouse position is constantly being grabbed from our mouse position in the viewport. Actually, I'm kind of curious. If I, spawn creature, 2881, like, to 104 range. Okay, so that does update to... Wait, does it update to the size of it? Ah, if I click and hold, then it's constantly giving me new data. Okay, so it's not actually changing the coordinates, which is actually kind of okay. I'm actually kind of okay with that. It just gets more precise. So, resource... sorry, creature... click. See, I want pressed, not when it's being held. That's the problem here. So get viewport, get mouse position is a constant thing. What? Godot engine official. Aha! Oh my god. Well, I mean, they'll see that I'm streaming software game development. Is action just pressed? Oh yeah, just pressed exists. Thank you, totally not a Godot dev. Yep, that works. Perfect. Thank you. And I knew that one existed too. I knew that one existed too. God. Ah. All right. Yeah, so it triggers the move creature thing, which what I want to do is I want to move the entity's position along here. So what I can do is in creature, can I move this down here just so it's like right where we're messing with these? Just oh yeah, I had to as an indicator. That's why I love her. So if I move creature name, just so that we can differentiate the things from each other, and then immediately I'm not in the right spot. And then move creature, I think that should just be fine. Move position. Oh wait, no. Name. And then in creature 1, sorry, not name. We want this to be the node's name. How to get my node's name. Okay, Godot, how to get node name in code. Name it Billy. Get base name. Is get base name gonna work here? One second. Get, oh sorry, name, variable name equals name equals Ah. Get underscore. Base name. Figured that wouldn't work. All right. Established variable name. Then on ready, get base name. Dang it! Get name. Oh. Sweet. Now why is this if class node 2D? Is that not correct? Oh, hail Bill the node. Billy Bogus. Billy Bill, Billy Bill, Bill. Starly! It's a bird! Alright, move manager, move creature. Do you need a space? Look at the errors down below. It says the name is... Remember, name is redefined. Original... Oh. 1 second. Can I just do this? Dang it. Do I have to do it like this? I could actually just do... Get name. Should I just erase that? Oh, wait, no. Can't I even just put get name in here? Dang it! The best pro trainer. Oh, name is defined at node 2D? Wait, so that mean that this just name actually is just the name of this node? Nope. Capital N. Eh? Nope. I mean, 1 second. Identifier name not declared in current scope. Too many arguments for move creature call. Expected at most 0, but received 1. What do you mean at most 0? Isn't that to send over the name? Okay, so this can receive information, but I don't have to send information with that? Okay. I don't know how I did that backwards. So, like, that should work. And this, because I specify, yo, give me the name, it'll send over the name as well. Twitch glyph. Oof. Like, am I understanding that one correctly? I'm gonna find out. Never mind, I didn't find out. I didn't find out at all. They really fucked up. There's something about birds and change perspective on something I did the other day. Did you hurt a bird? How dare you? Gat name? No, get name. Okay, I'm gonna double check what get name does. Just get name. Okay, is it a node path? Yeah, get name, integer ID X. You confused the bird? Aw. Try put name and run it. Sure. Creature 1. Yep. That totally works. And then at node D2 at 2. Okay, so that works. So yeah, get name gets the name of the current node we're in. And this just says, hey, yo, pass this information along. And in the movement manager, I move this up here. In the movement manager, it asks, it receives the name information. Okay. Now, for the creature spawner, we are gonna have to make this read easier because that's gonna get real old. Well, no, because creature. Yeah, it doesn't matter what the name of it is. It doesn't matter what the name of it is, so long as the code understands the name of it. I don't ever have to read the name of it. That's fine. Sometimes it bugs out. Yep. Save. Use a bird and heard bird whistling. Whistle back. Or call and response. Bird kept making a call, but getting faster. Oh. And then the bird hit me. Turns out I messed up its echolocation horribly. Alright, so, yeah, so we have the name of it. We can pass the name over. Now, what this thing can do is, it can trigger a, oh gosh. We could turn on a dragging qualifier, and while the dragging qualifier is going, then the process function can just constantly go. Like, one second. Var dragging equals 0. Yeah, dragging equals 0. And then what we can do is if dragging, then we have to get the name of the thing and then change its location at all times. We find out is a mating calling without you're another bird. Ah, well that's what birdsong really is, all like entirely. Yep. Bullied a bird. All right, so if dragging, what we need to do is we get $/root /main /grid /name, but I need that to be. Ooh, okay, hold on. Oh fuck, how do I replace that with a variable that we defined? Oh fuck, hold on. No, I know how to do this. It's in the creature spawner. Yep. So what we can do is we make a variable for node path, but instead of like area $D, we just do, or $, we just do that and then that name. Oh yeah, not that D. You get the idea. And then instead of index, it's name. But it's not that D. What's the wild card? I know it's not a D. That's for decimal. Oh. Oops. What are the Godot wildcard symbols? S? Maybe. So yeah, we have the node path. Let's just for a second assume that works, right? One second. Okay. Oh, like data types. Well, wildcards are just, you can replace it with anything, but I have to specify what it is that I'm trying to put in here. Also, we don't keep area. So this is me saying, all right, here's the full thing, but replace this part. So replace this part with whatever this is, right? S of string, I think. Does that pull it as a string? That'd make the most sense, is that the get would be a string. I don't know what other variable type it'd be, honestly. It's like, yeah, let's just find out. And then, of course, it's %string, if we're assuming S is a string. Then this part just says, okay, replace that percentile sign with what's in this value, which we gathered here, because we're not dragging until we get this value. So, because we have that, node path dot position equals mouse position. That should lock that thing to the mouse cursor. Now, what we have to do is dragging equals true. Make this true false. So now that we're dragging, it grabs this node and it says, yo, bring that bitch along with it. This isn't gonna work, or at least we don't have a way to let go yet. Yep. No path to opposition. But now we can look. Aha! It's doing the name of our current node, not the name we just grabbed. Okay. So we're learning something here. Love being a mouse. Every time things computer shit, dumbass puns come to mind. Aw, it's following the mouse. Ah, it's cheese. God, this might date me, but you know, guys, remember all of the old like plugins for changing your mouse cursor that you can get on like really iffy websites? And it's like there's whole sets for like, oh yeah, your mouse is now a thing, is now your cursor is now a thing of cheese, or it's like it's actually just a mouse now, and like it has a bunch of cheese that follows it in a thing. It experiences adware. Yep. Yep. Oh god, yeah, malware heaven. Yep. Yep. Okay, so what we're gonna do is let's actually put in a break right here. What is the name function that we just got? I'd love to know what this variable is right now. Using XP at a nice looking 3D gold one. I actually, my cursor set right now is actually from like a random YouTuber that I found. Boxy, B-O-C-S-I or S-C-I, something like that. But they were just like annoyed at mouse cursors. They just spent a time looking into mouse cursors. They were curious. They got annoyed at some stuff since they made their own. And honestly, I was sold just because of this. Because of how visual the what is it? It's not hourglass, just the dividing line for typing is on every single background. I was like, I'm sold. I'm in. I'll download that shit right now. I'll pay real money for this. I think it was available for free too. And I moved it between like 2 computers now. Mission started making custom mouse cursor. Oh, it's easy. It's easy to apply one. I don't know how easy it is to make one, honestly. All right, shit, where was I? This is not up at the point. Yes, did you know why? Like the little cursor tail doesn't line up at the point, but that's because they had extreme difficulty with lining up a cursor in 3D space. And in attempts to have a cursor that pointed directly into the corner, it actually was less intuitive for people to do because your hand is not pointed in a 45-degree angle. Whenever you are trying to point to something, you point straight. So they needed the left side to be completely vertical. And the only way to have the left side completely vertical of a mouse cursor was to, well, have the tail of it not point directly in, because if the tail was off center, it wouldn't look right. So it was a summation of a lot of different amount of effort put into making a mouse cursor as easy to understand for people as possible. Remember, we're talking the era where like a mouse was optional to use a computer. They were doing this type of stuff. Okay, I can't see where this value is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we are going to do this a little bit differently. Let's do creature name equals, sorry, variable creature name equals that, and we're just going to pass along creature name. Yep. And movement manager, we now obtain creature name. We're also gonna, like, I know that passed along the name appropriately, Yeah, no, wait. We already determined that it passed along the name appropriately because we saw it named correctly. No, we know it was correct. We know it was correct. We know it was correct. Because the display told us the name. And then when we added in this, it failed. So that means that this is what's wrong. Well, this didn't get this name, though. Fuck. Minecraft as a cursor. That seems like it would work kind of well. I feel like that's one of those cases of, now that we have so much experience with a monitor and a UI, like a graphical UI interface, and people literally grew up with it. I mean, debatably lesser so now. Apparently, they have to reteach kids how to use a desktop PC and a keyboard properly now, like I had to learn when I was a kid. So that's a whole different thing, honestly. But because so many people have so much familiarity with it, a cursor that is pointing at 45-degree angles to what you're clicking on does not seem like such a limiting factor, because we're not introducing people on such a base level of an entire interface. You gotta do with the older computers and lower resolution cursors, and it's hard to align that small number of pixels, but yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, no, I mean, if 45-degree angles lining in perfectly to a square shape, like, no, that would have been trivial if it was the case of they just didn't have enough pixel density. All right, so what I think we're going to do is we're going to make a variable called creature name, and we're going to equal that to this name, and we're going to see what happens here. That's right, it won't do that. Near kids actually, yes. User interfaces have changed so much since like when I was a kid. And like when I was a kid, we had computer lab where you had to go into a dedicated room where they would teach you how to use a mouse and keyboard, because that's what everything was going into. And the concept of using anything else was just completely foreign. And nowadays, it's assumed that every kid has access to a mouse and keyboard and a full computer at home. But that's not what a lot of things are using. A lot of things are moving towards touchscreens. You can even get desktop PCs where the main monitor is a touchscreen, because a lot of UI's interfaces are designed for it. A lot of users are used to that experience, and a lot of users prefer that experience. Think about it, elderly folk. It's a lot easier to just click on what you want to click on than it is to move a mouse cursor around, especially if they may have a little bit of hard use of their hands. It's like it makes a lot of sense in a lot of use cases, but because of the sheer level of exposure to touchscreen devices, tablets, and those type of interfaces, and those interfaces becoming more prevalent, it is less and less frequent that people will be using a desktop PC setup, a mouse and keyboard setup. And that's a problem when there are still so many things used a mouse keyboard setup, and they are still going to be used. As you said, Neo, they are just more precise. They are easier to use for anyone to use. There's less chance of someone breaking the screen, right? Like a user interface that, like at a library or something, it costs $5 to replace a mouse. It costs a few $100s to replace the tablet that the screen is, right? And it's like, so you have to teach people how to use a keyboard and mouse, because that is still going to be very important for a very long time, and that we just don't have the level of familiarity with it that, you know, people, I don't know, 10 years younger than me would have had. It's like, I was probably in the really early generations, or really early years of every kid is expected to know these things. And apparently that time frame where every kid is expected to be taught these things lasted for about 10 or 15 years. So it's like, it's such a fascinating and weird thing to think about. And it's not like, you know, less people are able to read an analog clock, because digital clocks are just easier to put in different places. They have to, you know, use digital stuffs, but it's like a digital clock replacing an analog clock, and analog clocks being less able to be read by more people. That kind of makes sense. There's not nearly as much loss there, but keyboard and mouse, we're not ready for that to be replaced. You know, we're not ready for a keyboard and mouse to be replaced with all touch capacitive stuffs. It's just not there. It's just not there. If every single freaking UI whatever that existed was made with the care and attention of high quality, and I have to be very clear, high quality touchscreen UI sensibilities instead of, you know, cheap stuffs or we'll throw it together, then maybe we could actually start pivoting into it. But we are not to that level. That is not happening. That is simply not happening. No, that is not happening. Not yet. Give it another 10 years, maybe. And that is a very firm maybe. Very firm maybe. It would probably be like 20 or 30 years before the design sensibilities and ability to use touchscreen devices as adequately as a keyboard and mouse would get there. But that depends on if they are still going to be progressing the technology in that degree, or if they're going to try and pivot things into user experiences like what we've learned with VR and motion capture. Luckily, companies are forgetting how to design UI for any medium. Yep. And that's where I got to the VR stuffs. It's like, you know, I'm calling it now. Give it like 10 years from now, and we will be seeing companies pushing for a motion controlled user experience system. Like, oh yeah, at various McDonald's and kiosks, you can like get a drink by just like, you know, motioning for what you want. It means you don't have to touch grubby screens that anyone else could have touched, making you sick. For people who like, you know, have trouble like, you know, using their hands and such, it's easier for them to like, you know, navigate and use their whole body to select the thing. I feel like you could easily see a marketing push for basically a Xbox Connect style user interface system being made somewhat prevalent. It might be in kiosks. It might be in like, you know, little gimmick centers in Japan or something, but those are going to start happening. And that technology to make those things work are going to be based on motion capture devices and software that we've learned with things like fuck me, like all the VTuber stuff that's happening, right? Those things are getting so good at capturing people. And we've had the technology of using a user input to make a reaction happen digitally for many years. Again, look at the Kinect. It happened before the Kinect, but the Kinect was pretty good about it. And like we've seen art installations that would make a mirror change based on the people in front of it. It's like, I could see a company looking at that and go, hey, that could be actually really useful. Can't we make that do something? And then that takes over for a while. And then that is used as a push to kind of replace touchscreens at various instances. It's like, I could see it. Would it be good? No. It probably won't be. But it'd be kind of like what I want touchscreens to be. I want touchscreens to be as good as mouse and keyboard. Genuinely, I think that there are a lot of limitations to a mouse and keyboard setup that a lot of users will have problems with. Again, when I was a kid, we'd have entire classes just teaching me how to use a keyboard and how to use a mouse. Genuinely entire classes in my grade school for this. And that's a big drag versus an intuitively made, I have to be very clear with this, an intuitively made touchscreen interface genuinely does a lot of the same stuff, and you don't have to teach anyone to do it. You hand a tablet to a kid, and the kid will probably understand how to navigate it, even if they've never used a tablet before. I have not had to teach my grandmother how to use her iPhone, right? Well-made UIs are super accessible to so many people. It's like, that's so fucking awesome. And that's such a powerful thing. I have to go over and help my grandmother sometimes with her computer. I have never had to help her with a tablet. You know, this is because we've only gotten her good tablets, but point being, good UI is accessible. Good UI is accessible. That is to say something about bad UI with desktop devices. I'm looking at you, Windows 11. What the ever living fuck have you done sometimes? Oh my God. I have Windows 11 on the streaming PC, and that thing, genuinely, I have it on there because it was free, right? It's like, okay, I'll see what's going on with it. I'll see what all the fuss is about, right? And it's like, the thing's fucking camera settings crashed the PC. It just, I loaded up the fucking webcam settings. This was ages ago. Might have been patched at this point. I don't know. But the fact that it fucking launched and if I loaded up my fucking webcam settings, the PC locked up and crashed. I'm like, how the fuck? Again, good UI. That's what I'm predicating all this on. Good UI. Well-made user experience. So good. And I think there's a strong reason for, give it 10 years and we'll be seeing less keyboards. The example is Skype make you pretend to have a conversation with Windows by typing in speech bubbles. Oh. Yep. Did they teach you touch typing? Yes, we learned touch typing. And now I can have entire text out chats with people without looking at my monitor. In fact, it's very frequent where my roommate will come into the office and chat with me for something, and I finish a message on Discord while I'm talking to them. Like, I just got used to shit, which is why it's really funny whenever I fail to do so many things here. It's like, Skype. Oh fuck. Shit like that. It's always funny to me because it's like I'm being taken out of my element of just a verbose normal conversation. It's like, fuck, where the hell is the P key again? I don't have that intuitively in my brain. I just know when I need to type the word point, I do this shape and I know where I'm typing. Also, I think I need to get a slightly bigger keyboard. My hands are big and I have a big keyboard, but it's like I feel like I have to squish my fingers. Anyways, variable creature name. Yay. Yep. Kind of figured. Okay, so it grabbed a null for this. So it's not %s. It is not %s. Because it grabbed null. It does not understand what that is. Like, maybe this was null, which is that's actually an option here. It could just be that this was null, and because of that, it triggered this thing wrong because we were doing this out of order. Fuck. Yeah, you're right. It did work earlier. Hold on, wait. Restart this. Yeah, creature one, creature one, creature one, creature one. But we don't know if it's grabbing the node path correctly. So what we're going to do is print node path. It is not working. Oh, it's also moving. Yeah, it's only grabbing null. So it's either %s or that. Instead of if dragon, try if creature name. Oh yeah, if creature name. Well, okay. The downside to that though is that means that I will have to remove creature name every single time, or else this will constantly be triggering once I trigger this once. Because it won't update the creature name until we click on another creature. Meaning whenever I click on one, that flag will be set to true and it will always be moving it with it no matter what. The dragon creature name isn't assigned. Yeah, I guess I'd have to unassign it. Which could work. Feel like if you're saying null, I thought you're saying null. Oh, that'd be funny. Yeah, sure. Let's try creature name. If I could spite. Spite? They taught me how to type. They never taught me how to speak. Okay, we're gonna keep if dragon true just for the time being. But it's not printing, so creature name is still null. Because... Oh, because I didn't save the fucking variable again. Nope. Yeah, that's not saving that. It's not printing out the node path. It's printing the creature's name correctly. It's an uncommon name. Okay, hold on a second. Print creature name. Yep, and it's printing the creature's name when we do this. So this is not being sent up here. create a variable saving it locally on the function? Fuck, you're right. Yep. Create creature 1. All right, that time it worked. Let's make sure that is actually the correct one. Be grid. Yeah, no, that would work. That would work. Okay. And we comment this out, and this should lock it to, for the time being, we don't need dragging and that. This should lock it to our mouse position. Nope. Invalid index position on base string with value type vector 2. Is mouse position not saved as a vector 2? How's that not saved as a vector 2? What? 1 second. Second, how to get mouse exercise different variables? The documentation I found it. Okay, so yeah, get global mouse position. 1 second. That should grab a vector 2. Dang it. Mouse position. Mouse position equals get global mouse position. Yeah, mouse position equals get global mouse position. This is straight up shown. Oh, this is in 2019, so maybe it's not accurate anymore. Global underscore mouse position. I found a base self. Dang it. Coding boss fight music? Yeah, it really is. Yeah, so right now, mouse position. This is getting the mouse position. We have proven that that is capturing the mouse position. The node path position equals mouse position, but mouse position is not a vector 2. Can I know that I can do like string, stringify this. Is there a version to, like vector 2 mouse position? Yo, wait, that actually might just work. Dang it, that didn't work. Huh. The amazing news? Oh, what's that? Let's just see if I just turn to a string. Nope. I 100% knew that was gonna fail. The debugger? App. Oh my god. Is that the stack trace? It's like invalid set index position on base string with value type. Oh, okay. That time is because I was doing a string. Like, if I'm just gonna rerun this, so that actually gives us the correct error. Yeah, it's like on base string with value type vector 2. So wait. Oh, because this is a fucking string. It's not because mouse position is a string. It's because that's a string, isn't it? And we need this to not be a string? Hold on. Brain. Creature spawner, I know we have it in here. Get node path. Yep. Ah, we're solving a problem. And this is just node.position equals mouse position. I was thinking the wrong spot was turned to a string. Hey! Well, I mean, it's something! Fuck yeah! there. We're getting there. Okay. Oh, Jesus. And then, of course, whenever we... One second. Function... Oh, God. What was it? Input? Oh, wait. Creature... Input is action just released. Okay, for now, just pass. Well, why don't you just balls? What? I'll deal with this later. All right, we need to get the offset. Now, that was something that I had in the original thing, in the original game. And I am actually going to load up the previous game and see what I did for that. Because I know that I captured the offset. I subtracted it from like the middle of the screen or something like that. And then I made sure its position was set to mouse position with that offset built in. So let me open up the previous one. And let's cry about the bad script writing. Well, we're crying about that with my current game, so, you know. I believe that was actually built into the creatures. Yep. So okay, so that's the scale of the thing. Position, get global mouse position minus global position. So offset equals global mouse position minus global position. Really? Nope. Back up you. So this is like getting our current mouse position, and then offsets equals gets global mouse position minus global position. But global position... Fuck, where did I define that? Wait, get global mouse position is not found in base self? I'm sorry? How does that happen? How the hell did that happen? Offset vector 2, because that's what the offset's going to be. What? Is it because this isn't a global script? Not a method on node? Huh. Yeah, it's a node on node 2D, but this is just a node. So can we just grab get mouse position, but we don't have a global position? Yeah, okay, get viewport, get mouse position. But we don't have global position, so that's not going to work because it's going to offset it by nothing. Yeah, global position not declared in current scope. Okay. So I don't think this idea is strictly going to work unless we can get what global position is. And I'll be honest, I don't actually know what global position is. Like, how does global position change from just get mouse position? Back to Google. Godot, how does global mouse position differ from mouse position? Global position gives you the position of the event that triggered the input event function. It could be any kind of event. Mouse movement itself is an event or a keystroke. Get global mouse position will instead give you the position of the mouse. Okay, well, fucking. Input event detected. Okay, input event. Event global personalized using position down map coordinates. Using get global mouse position. This works well even if you can move. So this method means I'll detect where the mouse was last rather than the click event. Okay. Is rage with its parent. Oh, wait. So that means that normal position would... That means that what I'm currently using should actually work. Because this is in position... This is in relation to the overall. Get global mouse position minus global position. Okay, so global position... Oh, fuck. So we need to find a way to get the... Oh, God. Yeah, because the previous offset was determined... Node.global underscore position? Maybe. Yeah, the previous version... Why am I doing it in half screens? Was just offset equals get global position minus global position. So that offsets it to basically 0. Or not. You get the idea. That offsets it sufficiently. Yeah, let's just try that out. Node.global underscore position. Node. Okay, now why does this give me an error? Oh, because I indented that by accident while doing that. Okay, well, fuck you. Okay, kind of figured. Oh. No, figured. No position, those mouse position replace with no. Oh. Okay, node is still not declared. Just double checking if capital N would work. Nope. Fuck. Yeah, and global position doesn't matter. Yeah, and that's the only way that that one doesn't give me an error. I mean, it's like node dot position equals mouse position. Okay. The node dot position equals node dot global underscore position equals mouse position. Yay! You're saying there's a chance I can just remove the offset entirely. If I'm understanding this correctly. Close! That's very close! That's very, very close. What's funny was, this would have worked. This would have worked if we didn't offset this like this. If we didn't offset this, then this would have worked. Yep. But I'm totally cool with moving the creature in here to fit on the thing. Okay, we don't need... Well, we might still need the offset, actually. Hold on. There. Offset. Vector 2. Fun, why are you eyeing? Yep. Mouse position. Offset. Not offset. Position minus. Vector 2, negative 24, comma, negative 24. Minus offset. Okay, well, aren't you just a bully? There. Oh, you're right. We have to add it. Because we put it in the negatives. Yo! I did it all by myself. With no help from anyone at all. I'm the best. Let's make sure that that offset works. Yep, even at a larger size. Thank you. Now we need to drop it in the right spot. Because currently, this is not good. We'll put it on the fridge. Right up on the fridge, so we all can see it. All right. One second. Does that work there? Yeah. For right now, just pass on that. This function is going to be dropped creature. Pass. Because this is going to be triggering drop creature. I feel like that this is not a correct order of operations for this. I'm trying to think where this could be a problem, because this feels wrong. Like, if creature name is valid, which means that's triggered. We could put this as an else. It triggers this. Well, no, because creature name is valid. Drop creature is what's resetting creature name. How do I delete a variable? Because right now, I guess we could just put creature name as false. Equals false. So that should, like, get rid of this. Let's just find out. Yo! Fortunately, it will forever have the first two in the array set up as this. But we're getting there. We're getting there, everyone. We're getting there. So now it can drop the creature, and it actually puts it down in that location. Fuck yes. Okay. Okay, we don't have dragging anymore. Let's just get rid of that, because we're just using creature name for that, because we're condensing variables together. We have the node path correct. So now what we need to do, and this is the part where this is gonna be a little bit messy. We need to know which area we are hovering over. Yeah, none is not declared, so. I mean, false works because that would be false creature name. We're just replacing it with false. So that way creature name doesn't trigger. And this triggers before this. So it drops it before we can do that. Oh, capital N, none. Nah, still not. Still saying none is not defined. Which is weird, because you'd figure that there would be a way to input null. It's like, could we potentially do... Oh, yeah, we can just do null. Hashtag Python things. Howdy, Bun. Yeah, this is where I normally end my stream off, but I'm actually feeling really good right now. Wow, crazy how Actually, having general discussion topics while I'm trying to do really intense brain things makes brain things go easier, maybe, kind of words. Anyways, words. Yeah, so that null works. Let's actually just double check that works, actually, before I say that was any level of confidence. Yo, that works. And I can say that was every level of confidence. There we go. Okay. So, with that... Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna actually annotate this. How much the creature is moved in relation to the mouse when held. Did you make extreme better? I know! Crazy fucking world! Wow! Gets your mouse position when the left mouse button is released. Trigger drop creature. Only if there's a creature name variable stored will it move a creature. Finds creature. Makes the creature move with the cursor. This removes the creature name variable and stops it from following the cursor. Huh. Crazy how we have a move creature thing and all it does is just set the name. Huh. That's kind of a weird thing, but that's just how it's going, because we need this to be triggering constantly, so, you know, whatever. You have food! What do you have? Too much chili aioli. Rip. F's in chat for chili aioli. Alright, so yeah, we have all this. Now, this is where this gets really fucking messy. Because we need to get, like, node path for an area that we're hovering over. But the only way that I know of, key emphasis here, right, that I know of, to tell if I'm hovering over one of the, you know, texture rect stuffs, is if it sends out a signal for it. And I don't think that we can do that, because that would mean that every single one of the 25 things would have to output that signal, which means that all of them would have to hook up a signal, and it's like, eh? And theoretically, I can have these things connect to a signal on a layer below it, but it would have to know that signal. Means we're back to square one. We need to know what we're over so we can connect to a signal that it's broadcasting. An entire burger paddle. Oven roast veggies and burger patty. That's good. Probably actually gonna have a burger patty for dinner. Okay, seconds. Oh god. Oh yeah, what's the D spell you keep misreading? How to tell what texture rect I'm hovering over without signal. Godot. Is there a simple way of tracking which node I'm hovering over? So far, using mouse signals to set a boolean and use reference whenever I need to check the hover state. But with multiple elements in one script, it gets a bit confusing. So I want to add support mobile devices. How's that work? Can't imagine the mouse signal will cover this too. But the GUI input signal seems to me this is a good job, but tried some things keeping me more confused on how this works. Someone help me out. Thanks in advance. Easy, easy. Think about your project. Why just do it all in one script? Write simple hoverable script that acts as node is being hovered and sends signal that contains reference to the script itself, which is, yeah, okay, so that's the thing I did it before. Using Abi Dalzib's horrid writing as Abi Dalzim's horrid. Oh, wow, even I fucking misread it because I thought you said writing at the first place. Oh. Dr. Abi Dalzim. Is hovered property anywhere? There's the signal for it. Well, no wait, there isn't one for is hovered. Well, we're trying to ignore signals entirely. Yeah, because of the horde writing, duh. Yeah, 1 second. There might be a thing that like detects if it's being hovered over. Actually, isn't that a thing with the area 2D? Here, every grid element until the is hover property is true. Oh, that seems super messy. Area 2Ds let us detect if bodies are entering and exiting it. Well, that only works so far because we need... Oh, God. There's a collision input pickable. A pickle object can detect the mouse pointer entering, leaving, and if the mouse is inside it, reports events. Requires at least one collision layer bit to be sent. So instead of texture Rex, if we make these area 2D nodes, then we can theoretically detect these. Which puts us back a couple of steps because, like, I can't name the area 2D node, and it needs to have a shape associated with it in order to work. Oh, God. Oh, God. Now, I'm like thinking ahead a few steps, and I really shouldn't be because I'm gonna overcomplicate this shit as I'm trying to do more simple things. But instead of just making the one node for texture rect, we could make a node called, like, you know, the area node, and that's an area 2D node, and in there we put the square shape and the texture rect. And remember, the texture rect is there so that we can assign textures to the shapes so that we can say, okay, give yourself a silhouette when something's hovering over it, right? Like, the texture kind of has now become a more important thing for the user experience in a feedback system. Like, the other things can't display a texture. I guess that could be an animation at that point. Then I just swap between animations, but that's easy enough to change later. Anyways. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to do this. But yeah, okay, how about this? Let's make this an area 2D. Area 2D. We are going to remove this for right now. Let's see what this breaks. Okay. We can't make a node size of an area 2D node. Got it. So that means we have to make a child of the area 2D node that is just... Oh my God. So a collision shape 2D. Area collision equals, 1 second. Variable area collision equals, yep. Nugget! No way, did that wrong. Collision shape 2D. Duh. It's a child make-a-wish. Well, hopefully their wish isn't for good programming, because they're not getting that. Create collision.size. Then theoretically, this should work. Oh wait, no. We need to set a child of because this would be grid slash my underscore node. Yeah, that would work. Yeah, you go into a job, and you basically you ask all your friends, "Yo, lie for me," and then they give you the job. So you're saying I need to lie to my computer? That's incredibly rude. Why would you ever make me lie to my computer? I love my computer. Or if they could iterate at its children. But does this not work? I want to see this fail. Yep. Yeah, it could, you know. Oh, I just realized that failed because I need... Yeah, like this has to be, you know, underneath that, but I have to set its shape. Okay, well, that's not copied that at all. Oh my gosh. Rear collision dot shape equals rectangle shape 2D, yeah? Yo, rectangle shape 2D. Job references? No. No. Well, it didn't fail in the rectangle shape 2D, which is actually kind of nice. Land shark, nom 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 nom. Where's that fucking redeem? Where's that redeem? Where's that freaking... There it is. Rawr. There. Vicious creature. Vicious creature. Vicious creature learning how to code. Okay, so air collision dot size, which is not a thing anymore. Like, what changes when I do this? Okay, that's position, which is really curious. Oh no, that's not position. Yeah, that's position. But there isn't a size option? That's really curious. How do I make it fit the shape of the thing? Fucking pineapple up. Oh yeah, vicious. This is... We're like removing all of this code. Yep. Another instance of this code being removed. Ah, shitballs. So my attached pineapple shark cells to shark on now swim in circles. Go with an add child on a null value. What's the value it says is null? On a null value. Okay, so it doesn't understand what my node is. That means that we have to get that... Ah, shoot. Infinite energy. Well, until the shark's tired out. Alright, so how do we reference to the grid? Yep, arigamasa. I'm fucking everything up. The shark must keep moving. Yeah, in order to breathe, the shark must keep moving. But I mean, have you ever considered mynode.itrap? That makes far more sense. Yo, look at that. Okay, well, we do have one slight issue here. For simplicity. Because of size. Oh, that's right. The size is actually the problem. Okay. You're right. You are completely correct there. Now, can we set the size of, I don't know, my node? Or is that going to fail again? Okay, so we need to set the size up. But yeah, you are completely correct. Oh no, we were going to put a texture in here too. Okay, let's put a texture in here. Fudge it. Dungeon game made in high school? Oh no. Ain't propaganda if you're not fucking things up. Yeah, exactly. Area underscore collision. But instead of size? Yeah. No, we're making texture rect. And that we can change the size of. Area texture, and then all of this we set up with area texture, area texture, area texture, area texture. Genuinely, I feel like I need to get a slightly bigger keyboard. It'd be easier making a scene than constructing the whole thing on code. You would think! Anyways. The reason why I actually think I prefer making this in code is with this system, I can actually add new areas later. Because in order to add if I wanted to add another row and make it a 5x6 grid instead of a 5x5, I can actually just say, yo, add 5 more, change the background scene, and add 5 more to the array. And that's it. That's all I have to do. And so I can have like spawn creature and then upgrade board as another option right here. And in order to do that, this is kind of the only way to do it. Otherwise, I'll have to like move every single fucking thing into a whole new scene for everything. But this way it's like, hey, have them all update to the new position of their spot on the grid. Onto the scene. No, I think this actually works. Like genuinely, I'm not against this. Okay, well, I'm slightly against this now. Okay, we have the collision shape 2D, but we don't have the textures. The textures are not... Oh, because I didn't add those nodes. Fuck. Oh my god. Why am I just unable to fucking type now? The hell? Because I got some more I gotta do, that's why. Okay, well, that didn't work. Actually, no, let's run this. Yeah, all 25 are now just on the same thing. They're all in the grid, but they're not following the texture rect. They're all following the area. The area does not have a size. That's the problem here. So it's not setting the size correctly. There's literally a texture thing in this. Yeah, texture has to be parent. I shouldn't be able to flip those around, right? Like I could actually probably set the texture with this, but we're gonna find a little Easter egg. Let's find stairs next to the completely walled off room you couldn't access. That'd be really funny. Sounds like Echo Dancer. The current song is Metroid Prime, actually, and the previous one was Star Fox. So it was all Skyrim. Right, you know, that's actually a really funny idea. Alright, so theoretically what you're saying is I could do area texture and then make this my node. Well, no, area collision has to be in the node. Oh, wait. Yep. Oh, because we're currently looking for area. Well, no, the area 2D thing is correct. Position on null instance. Oh, wait, because these aren't made as children of this. They're all just texture rects. Oh, because we didn't change the name of them. That's right, we never changed their name. So instead of like, oh, my node dot, okay. This is just getting moved down here. Because we want to make all these first. Instead, it's area texture dot name is area 0. Texture area collision. So I did hit boxes once. Shoot. So instead of my node dot area, okay. Because then we have to layer this one more layer down. So this would be area texture gets called that. My node is, okay, I'm gonna, yeah, no, fuck it. Just for right now. My node is now this one, and then the collision gets layered underneath that by 1. Oh, and this wouldn't be my node, it would be area texture, that, and then my node add area collision. Yo! Double check. Area 2D, area shape 2D. Yep. Perfect. Okay, so now that we have all that. Okay. So now that we have all that, we can have a collision shape. I'm just gonna make like a little fake version of this just for me to reference stuffs. Because it's... Flip these around. Because I use this just to be like, yo, am I hovering over this? Or... Yeah, that's not moving that, is it? Nope. Area 2D, where is your position? Put you 0, 0 in relation to that. Put you 0, 0 in relation to that. Oh. Fudge. Sorry. Hello, Ninja! I mean, slightly annoying. These are problems I had before. Didn't waste a chunk of time. I mean, honestly, I don't see it as terribly annoying. I'm also learning different ways of doing something, right? Like, saying, you know, oh, this is something that saves a lot of time is one thing, right? And being genuinely helpful is genuinely helpful. The only time things would get really annoying is like, yo, I have this, like, set idea of how I'm doing it. You're like, no, change the entire fucking thing. All that fucking awful, don't do it. It's like, that would be the stuff that kind of annoys me. or just ask me to follow along directly, then it's like, well, I'm not learning, am I? All right. So with area 2D, yep, hope you're doing well, Ninja. We're just slightly going insane. The default is on for pickable. Into leaving and the mouse is inside it. Report input events. First, leave one collision layer bed to be set. And where's collision bits, just in case? Okay, default, they have one up. Default things? All right. Okay, so we have this kind of. I don't know why that did that. Good enough. Good enough. You know, there's a lot of things on how to do things are probably done a completely different way. I like it so much. Yeah. It also means that if I hand this code off to someone else and say, yo, work on this, they'll be like, I can't. What have you done? This poor code, you gave it anxiety. How? They're a perfectly good code. All right. So yeah, we can now detect if there is a cursor over it, but we have to figure out how to detect that. So what I'm thinking is in the movement manager, we could have a variable in here for like is hovering, and it's just able to detect the stuff. It's like variable hover, right? And it's just by default, it sets off at the start. And now we need to do a, oh God. So we need to find where that variable is for the, if we're hovering over something. Boolean input pickable, default true, typical value is pickable, but we need to detect this. Yeah, Randy Games is cool. Just look at Balatro code. You say that, and now I don't even want to look at it. That sounds horrible. Okay. If the mouse is inside it, report input events. Request least one closure bit to be set. But how do I detect those? You're going more crazy. That's why I like my community. Like, I've done really, I've spent a lot of time with my community to make it a space where it's like, you don't really have to deal with all the shit. Like, I say all the shit, but all positive and negative stuff that's happening in the world. It's like, there's just so many things that can be happening at any one time. It's like, yeah. But over here, it's like, yeah, but here's just a cool art that someone made. If statements is kind of okay because the dev is okay with it. All right, that's, oof. That's. I can't imagine making that and like making it. I mean, it's apparently a wildly popular game, so like I can't complain. You know, I'm not gonna complain about it or at them or anything, because like, yo, I get it. It's like I just can't imagine making it. Like if I wanted to change something, which I'm a perfectionist, I always want to be adjusting stuff and adding things and doing things and tweaking it. It's like that would drive me insane. Which is why I'm slowly like breaking out these things into like different functions. All right, area 2D Godot. How to detect mouse. Like, I did this, but I haven't even like done. I haven't looked into how this is done. As Dev said, held together the hopes and dreams. Oof. Okay, so this person uses signals, and I can't do signals. I don't know. Okay. The mouse is given area 2D 5 years ago. Fuck. Also, it's not like to enable visual feedback during the player's turn. The mouse hovers the tile on the board. You use signals mouse enter, mouse exit feature to tile to lit them when the mouse enters them, then unlit them when the mouse exits them. No problem there, right? Wrong. No problem. When the player turn starts and mouse over tile won't. This tile won't lit itself. Tile lets itself when the mouse enters them, so it fixes during initial check on yellow feedback and it does area to the relative position. But as well as still only tripping the mouse outside area and giving things inside, but then they skin come initially disregard. Everyone's like new to Godot. I don't know if this works. Thank you. I guess it didn't work. Shape extents? What is this? This is in 3.1. It's probably like small experience to the communities. It feels more genuine. The larger can be genuine. It's easy to do with small groups. As much as I always like, as much as I would like to get partnered at some point, right? And I always joke like, oh wow, why can't I get partnered yet? A big reason why is that I don't push my streams like almost at all. Like I don't, other than like advertising like my Fur Affinity and Blue Skies, and I guess in my own Discord server, that I'm doing a stream thing. That's like it. The only time that I really talk about my stream and other people's streams is when it's immediately relevant, or like they're asking for help, or I show up in a stream and they shout me out. Remember, I have helped well over 36 people set up their streams for the first time. Was it 36 or 4 dozen? I don't know. Fuck ton of people set up their streams for the first time. So like, I just get shouted out and such. And the reason why I've done this very, 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 very slow growth is twofold. One, socially anxious. I don't like talking about my stream with other people. It also doesn't benefit me much to do so, but you know, I just don't talk about my stream with other people. It's like, it's not really relevant. The other reason is, it means that whenever someone shows up in my stream, they want to be here. And when I get good people, thanks for the chill music. Wow, that's perfect timing. Whenever someone shows up, all the other people who are like really good people, and I've done very good with setting a good example of what is expected in here, they follow through. And then someone shows up and they see a good example set by everyone else, and then they want to hang out. And then the really slow growth just means that we have a very slow but steady growth of really good people. And that's something that I'm really happy with. I'm happy that this plan has kind of worked, because otherwise, wow, would I have wasted 10 years of my life. It's very slow growth though. Genuinely very, very slow growth. That's why I'm telling everyone to advertise my stream with their friends. We got to get partnered this time next year. Let's go, baby! Partnered, Zach! All right. More and more I'm seeing stuff about raycasting, and I think I might have to actually dig into raycasting in 2D to do what I want to do. Fans say, bitch, what are you a child? Fuck fans if not adding this C. Just can't stand shilling stuff never feels appropriate. Yep. It's like it just doesn't feel most appropriate. Hello. How to raycast in Godot for 2D. I'm doing well. Array and space used to find the first collision object 2D and intersects. Raycaster in single form target position finds the closest collision object 2D along its path and section any useful things such as what's a shapecast 2D? Yo, we're going into some documentation now. So raycast. Like theoretically, we can do a raycast from our mouse cursor over wherever it is and use that. Well, collide with areas. Like we can set that to true. So we're always able to collide with an area. And then with that, we can tell where we are, and the thing would flag that it's active. So an accident one day in voice chat, and that saying just stuck with me. Jello. That's good. Like old people have come in and said Jello's message now. It's a good entry. It's a good entry. That's why I do howdy. Hello. Collision mask is colliding. And I'm just intersecting with Ray's vector, considering the vector length. Oh, this is... I don't know if array will work. I don't know if array will work. Okay. God, it feels like I'm always right back to square one, where I need to be able to hover over a thing and just know that I'm hovering over a thing without it emitting a signal. Because the moment that these things have to emit a signal is the moment that this gets way messier. Way, way messier. You're using fingertips, computer wizard. Oh, I wish it was so easy. We just lightning bolt the screen into having a game. Oh, that'd be so cool. Turn on the face cam for that. Just everyone watches me, like, add scorch marks to my monitor. Detect area in Godot 4. Area 2D. I got to keep specifying I'm trying to do 2D. Okay. We'll make something like, if players overlapping lava pool receive damage over a second, other things like enemies overlapping turret area, every frame the current receiving was the name. I already searched how to make it, but I haven't found anything clear though. Well, that's just a signal. This person is, yep. The area is body enter body exit is called anytime an area is also colliding body area 2D. It's like a explosion mass. You can do things while an object is colliding. You can add reference to colliding object in the area 2D script. So in the object area 2D reference is set and leaves whatever you want the reference as long as you're standing in it. Yeah, so this is a signal. Speaking of Sobble, that's me right now. Yeah, it's like, so now we're on the Godot documentation. Like, you know, a bunch of properties for it. Gravity, linear damp, angular damp. Okay, that's physics. Yep, monitoring. Throw it audio for an area, that's kind of fun. Okay, overlap detection. See, that's for overlap detection. Once I saw once on, or it's kind of like VRC, pull up his brainwave sheet and was controlling things with his mind. That's fun. That's really fun. Also, fun. Did you really just say, give me the sad boy, and they just like got caught? Wow. And the appropriate signal in area 2D, the signal use depends on placement. Oh god. On coin body entered body, queue free, another way to collect the coins. Wow. Second major use in area nodes is alter physics. By default, it won't do this, but if you enable this with space override property, when areas overlap, they're the rest of priority. place, 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 place. Okay, physics property overwritten. Point gravity. Wow. Wow. That's cool. Ninja, go take care. I'm probably not gonna be streaming for too much longer here, so you're not gonna be missing too much. Okay. I'm trying to like because this is basically all physics stuffs. It's a way to check inside rather than enter or exited. So it's basically a question I'll try to elaborate for checking. I hate that 3D Godot head. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Checking after collections like player touching items, example. I've been using body enter body exit signals work in general but cause problems. Stationary objects expects example because the player can just stand still and avoid any further damage. This of course because the original function will get called when the player enters specified area 2D and won't get called again unless the player leaves and re-enters. Including something that can still use some logic, general logic of entered body. Get overlapping bodies is an example. Get overlapping bodies? Well, see, get overlapping bodies kind of works. It kind of works. So, like, theoretically, where's my scripts? Where the hell's my script? Oh, they're over here. Scarcely 11 for that. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. All right, so like move manager, theoretically, if we're dragging a creature, then we can get overlapping bodies. Does that function exist? I think this does. Yeah, we could use and get the nearest body. Like the real problem here is like I can hit play to kind of boop. But like if I let go right here, where does it snap to? It's like guess. Yep. Full screen game. But yeah, like if it's like entirely within one, then that would make sense. But if it's like right here, where does it snap to? And I would have to find some way to know which one is like it has the most space in. Alternatively, we could put another little area inside of this one, inside of the creature, and it's right in the middle. Because we're only placing it by where the mouse cursor is. So if we always offset the location of that area inside the creature by the same amount of that offset, then no matter where your mouse cursor is where that little, the little body is. And that body can detect if it's over another area. Right? I'm gonna try this actually. Just wild enough, it might just work. Don't resize both of them. Yeah, like a sticker. That's not dead center. No, that is 24, 24. 3 radians. I don't know why its anchor point is like that. Oh no, that's right. The anchor point's slightly offset. Pointer collision. Okay, now theoretically, we have. Okay, so we have all these. Would that have to be another area 2D? Yeah, area entered, area exited, area shape entered, area shape exited. There's your body shape. Okay, that's associated with the area 2D. So if I actually make a new area 2D, put pointer collision in here. Let's do creature pointer. And then the creature pointer, we can output a signal for like we entered an area, we exit an area, and that can grab the information from what's below it. So it'd be, did I blank that out? Where the fuck did I put that? It was in here. Oh. Okay, whatever. Yes, on creature pointer area entered. This could be get overlapping bodies. Dang it. All right, area 2D, what's your methods? Get overlapping areas turns the list of intersecting area to, okay, get overlapping areas. Dang it. Overlapping areas objects, 2D collision layer must be set this area's collision mask in order to be detected. For performance reasons, collisions are all processed at the same time. This list is modified once during a physics steps, not immediately after objects are moved. Consider using signals instead. Yeah, well, fuck you. Oh. One or more multiple collision shapes, collision polygon 2D child nodes to detect when other children objects 2D inches exit. Keep track of which collision objects haven't exited yet, i.e. which ones are overlapping it. This is locally alter physics parameters, gravity dampening, yep. It's like, do I have to do creature pointer dot get overlapping areas? Well, no, dot's not in the fucking current scope. Got it to work. Print. Equals. Yes. Print. Yes. I did that backwards. Fuck. Yes equals. Fuck. There. Yes. Yes. Wow. It's not doing it again. It should be doing it whenever it's moving into an area. I think it's only getting the current one. Y'all got big aquarium, right? My aquarium's a 10-gallon? That's not a very big aquarium. So no. Alright, so yeah, this is getting the overlapping areas, but oh, yeah. Yeah, What is it? Mall of America actually has a like an indoor underwater aquarium. Like you walk underneath the aquarium surface. I think it's like America's biggest indoor aquarium, something like that. I don't know. It's a big ass aquarium. Yeah, it's baller. I don't think they do it anymore, but back in the day, you could even pet sharks. They had like a bunch of like shark pups in a shallow pool, and you were allowed to go up and pet the sharks. I think now they just have manta rays, but still, or just rays. But, you know, I don't know. It's been ages, so they might have the sharks back for all I know. A Nickelodeon theme, yeah, for the fish. Yeah, they have a Nickelodeon theme park for the fish. No, not ready. We want process. Please. Okay, the areas aren't changing. I think it's only able to detect its own area. Yes, this is Rain, previously known as Purple, or Tora Remix / Remake, Risk of Rain 2, by Neotora, Neutora. Yeah, it used to be a Peanuts or Snoopy theme park. Dude, they got mermaids! You know, it's been a long time since I've been to that aquarium, actually. God. Buy me a visit so we can go to an aquarium. Get your fucking stuff figured out. Filter with layers. Oh yeah, that might work. See the mermaid actors. Okay, so set this on collision layer 2. See, now it's not grabbing anything. So what I think is happening is I think that this is only grabbing its own collision shapes. It's not acknowledging the collision shapes we have over here. Like, here, we can actually prove this. No, texture rect. Fucking... Sure. Like, this should be right here. Oh no, it can detect that one. Why the fuck doesn't it detect the ones in here? Do we have areas in there? Remote, main. Yeah. Area 2D collision shape. And these are set on the same collision layer. Huh. I don't think you've been in that grade since grade school. I went in there later than grade school, but yeah. Layout mode, size, neighbor focus, visible, light mask visibility layer. Like, is it because it's inside the grid with it or something? Because, going back to this, spawn one. It's in here. It's like 20 bucks. Mind blown. Oh, Pumpkaboo is cute! Oh, I'm trying to catch a fucking Pumpkaboo. Hey, no, Mall of America. Big ass mall. And it's like 20 minutes away. Yeah, as far as I can tell, we should be able to just like drag that right there and it should be able to detect it. Oh well. Sorry, I'm such a loser. And they are able to detect the other creature pointers, so we'll have to filter those out, but that's easy enough. Area 2D... yeah, it's detecting this area 2D shape. I think I might have to call this a stream because I'm starting to hit that wall, you know? Where it's like brain tired. We've done so much today. Like genuinely, we've done so much today. We're now able to move around creatures. Anyways, we've done so much today. But yep, I am gonna have to call this a stream. Right as you're leaving, Neo. Classic. Return to liquid. Yep, I went longer than I normally do, so kind of jigsaw. First for next time, like to do things. I'll do those right after stream, or right after I close out stream, because it's just me idly typing. Yeah, it's boring. Besides, it'll be like I'll have to because Friday is when I'm going to be doing my next stream. Most likely Friday. I'm still poking a couple of people on doing a stream in oh god, what's it called? In content warning, to see how people are thinking on that one. Still have to kind of figure out my schedule for next week because of that. So a little bit up in the air, but I mean, you know, people can be in the Discord and you'll get notified whatever stuff's happening, and I'll post my weekly schedule in there. Is there Sunbeam doing some streamy stuffs? Yeah, no, go have a lovely day. God, my brain's fried enough. I might just end off stream. I think I might just have to end the stream. Yeah. All right. Thank you all so much for joining me. Have a lovely rest of your day, rest of your week, rest of your time doing whatever it is that you're doing. Hentabo is freaking the fuck out at the concept of there being an aquarium. So now you all know that if ever Hentabo visits, it is purely because of the freaking aquarium. See you all later. Good night, goodbye, farewell, see yous, byes, all that jazz.